To quote a wise Australian man, Star Wars is many things to many people. For me, it's gotta be the video games. Naturally, the undisputed best Star Wars games came from my childhood, during the 6th console generation. The Cube, the box, and the station would be the devices that I experienced these epic titles on. Titles like Knights of the Old Republic 2, that I did not understand at the time, or Rogue Squadron 2, that solidified my love for Star Wars more than the movies ever did. Naturally, I am biased because these are the games I grew up on, but looking at a timeline of Star Wars games, these are really where the hits are. If you go back to the 7th console generation, the number of mainline Star Wars games are sparse. The only one that comes to mind is The Force Unleashed, which is a game I really like, but most of the other games in this era were geared more towards children, and I was a teenager at the time, and even in my adolescent state of ignorance, I knew that these games weren't for me. It makes some sense. The LEGO Star Wars video games are still the best-selling Star Wars games of all time, so why spend the money on motion capture, voice acting, and new technology when all you need is this to make money? But I do miss the days of playing an original Star Wars adventure that actually had stakes within the greater narrative of Star Wars, unlike some Star Wars games.
The next generation of Jedi.
Today I wanted to take a look at one of my favorites, Star Wars Bounty Hunter. You play as Jango Fett, a merciless mercenary who always rolls nat 20s on his intimidation checks.
Take me and maybe I won't blast you. Talk, or I'll kill you right here.
Okay! If you go waving your blasters around in there, you could make more enemies than even you can.
Okay, good. Maybe Jango will show some restraint this time. Okay, maybe not. This game actually acts as a sequel to a comic book series about his origin that actually features in the bonus menus of the game. And the game makes plenty of references to it, including Jango's rival Montross, voiced by Mr. Krabs himself, Clancy Brown.
I'm worth more alive! You're worth enough dead.
Temuera Morrison returns as Jango Fett, bringing a real presence to his character with his deep Kiwi accent.
Back in a minute.
And we also get to see how Jango meets his partner, Zam Wesell, voiced by Leanna Walsman, who also reprises her role from the film.
Greetings, Jango Fett. I am Tyrannus. I have a proposition for you.
The plot of the game centers around a hunt set up by Count Dooku, aka Tyrannus, who uses it as an excuse to find a host for a clone army and kill his former apprentice, Komari Vosa, who acts as the main antagonist of the game. This mission takes you across the galaxy to Coruscant, Malastare, Tatooine, and
on one of the moons of Bogdan,
where the final confrontation takes place, and Jango is officially recruited as the template for the clone army. I think this is where the game really shines. Not only do we get to visit so many different planets, but each of the planet's 3 levels each have their own distinct visual aesthetic. Coruscant, for example, where you start in the neon-lit entertainment district, then follow a lead into the industrial sector, and then finish by killing a senator in the towers of the upper city. Okay, you want to see how you kill the senator?
Release him, now! As you wish.
No, wait!
Hell yeah. Let's talk about gameplay. It mostly consists of locking onto a target and then mashing the fire button as fast as humanly possible to kill anything in your path. It can be a little dull, but you have lots of cool moves like a jumping somersault, a dodge roll that can deflect blaster bolts away from you, and you have a huge arsenal of weapons and gadgets, including a jetpack. Too bad you don't get the version that has missiles. Psych! Plus you get the famous toxic dart, as well as the flamethrower. Oh my god, Jesus, I played this as a kid? You also get a whipcord that lets you tie up bounties and take them in alive after you scan them, with this cool little helmet thing that displays a wanted poster with all the info on them. You can find these bounties throughout all the levels, and it's pretty cool, but it only really serves to unlock concept art in the bonus menu. Also, there's no real way to tell if a person is wanted unless you manually take the time to scan them, which is almost impossible in the heat of battle. So most bounties are just like a single person standing off to the side, and you kind of just think to yourself, yeah, it's probably a bounty. I love this game, despite the fact it got really mixed reviews at the time of its release. I played this game a lot, and its age shows, especially with the camera that can be a bit wonky at times, but I still enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I mean, this is Star Wars after all, we have to disagree on stuff. Let me know if there are any other Star Wars games or older games in general that you would like to see me talk about. I just beat Knights of the Old Republic 2 for the first time after never beating it as a kid, and oh boy is it worth talking about.
May the Force be with you, bro.